Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Wulfenite.insights. Today we will be doing a Mercury retrograde reading. What does that mean? Basically, we're going to be asking our angels what this Mercury retrograde has in store for you. How is it going to affect you? What are you going to revisit? How can you heal? And the outcome and the overall theme of the Mercury retrograde for you this season. So just so you guys know, Mercury retrograde will be going in retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio is a sign of deep truths. It's a sign of the subconscious. It's a very just overall a sign of truth. So maybe you guys have been pushing down your feelings or pushing down traumas, childhood traumas. Scorpio is the one sign that will bring all of that to light, and it will force you to deal with it. Obviously, there's free will, so you could turn a blind eye and pretend that nothing's happening, or you can decide to take this time within and do some healing, soul searching, just to, revamp your life once everything is over. So for this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, we will be asking the angels the overall outcome, theme, what you will revisit, how is it going to affect you, and how to heal. With that said, if you guys would like a personal reading, there is a link to my Etsy shop in the description down below. If you guys like this video and would like to donate, the link to that is in the description box below. I do appreciate actually donations. They do help to create these videos and I can give you quality content. If you guys like these videos, feel free to subscribe and like the video, and with that we will get started. As you can see, there's group number 1, 2, and 3. Take your time, pause the video if you need to, so you can center yourself and choose one of these 3 groups so that you can prepare for this Mercury retrograde. All right, let's get started. Welcome group number 1 to your reading. We're going to ask the angels how you can prepare for the Mercury retrograde. Okay. Oh, all right. So for the Mercury retrograde, you guys are definitely going to be, it's going to affect you in a positive way. The card here means love begins. That also means abundance, happiness, and joy. The Mercury retrograde for you is going to be a blessing in disguise. It's going to be one where you tap into your overall wellness, mental health, emotional health, so that you can bring this kind of love into your life. For some of you, you guys are gonna be bumping into, not really bumping in, but you guys will be creating emotional connections with past life lovers, past life friends, people that just have been in your past. Some of you guys are gonna be talking once again to, in this life, past friendships, past lovers. Do be careful with the past lovers and friendships. Sometimes when people come back during the Mercury retrograde, it's just for us to either learn a new lesson, or it's just for us to revisit, to revisit the past so that we can heal fully and thoroughly with those people. So overall, the Mercury retrograde, you're going to be, overall you're going to have to revisit things that you've done on an impulse. You are going to revisit your childhood right here with this star. A lot of you guys are going to be revisiting goals and dreams that you had, motivations that you guys used to have. Some of you guys wanted to go back to school but didn't. This Mercury retrograde, you guys are going to revisit that. You guys are going to have ideas again of those past goals that you guys had dropped in the past. It also shows with me, you're going to be shining a light into childhood traumas. What I can see here in this card is that some of you guys are gonna be able to heal that inner child that felt unloved, abandoned. And I also get anxiety, the perfectionism. That is what a lot of people for group number 1, you guys are going to be revisiting why you have such a strong sense of perfectionist and where does that stem from. I don't know if some of you guys know, but if you guys carry the trait of perfectionism, sometimes that is linked to anxiety. And for this Mercury retrograde, you're going to actually have the opportunity to dive deep within that and find out where it stemmed from, why you still carry it at this age, and how you can let that go. Yes, that's what I get for this card. The next card that we have is 5 of Winter. So basically with this card, and a good way to heal all the things that are going to come up is going to be by letting go and understanding your family, your parents, those friends, coming to terms with people that walked away from you. That's what I meant. I see with the 5 of Winter that it's going to be you realizing that you are actually empowered, you are in control of your life, and you have the right to move forward. What I feel with this card is that most of you guys are going to let go of that stagnant energy. A lot of you guys are going to realize what is important for you and what it's not, and you're actually going to move forward in that direction. You're going to walk away from people that no longer serve you. So like with this card where I said past lovers, past friendships that you no longer talk to, they're going to be coming back up just to remind you why you let them go in the first place. Yes. And then when it comes to your past childhood trauma, the perfectionism, the goals that you dropped, you're going to come to the realization of why you dropped those goals, why you deal with this criticism, this inner critic within yourself, and you're actually going to start taking the steps forward and letting go of those bad habits, those bad behaviors like procrastination. For some of you guys, I see that it's gossip. Some of you do a lot of gossip in order to make yourselves feel better because of those childhood traumas. And also the codependency with this card, the 5 of Winter. A lot of you guys either go to your parents or friends and you talk about what you're going through so that they can validate your decision. With the 5 of Winter, it's going to be very important that moving forward, use this Mercury retrograde to learn how to empower yourself and make your own decisions. It's going to open a lot of doors, which is going to be the blessing in disguise that I see for you guys. Overall, this Mercury retrograde, you guys are going to come out as someone who is innovative. You're going to be able to better your relationship with money. You're going to be confident in your own self, and you're actually going to attract and be surrounded by people that do support you, because now you'll no longer be repeating the same cycles that you did as a child or with friendships during your teenage years. Now you'll actually meet people, talk to people, and know how to set your boundaries. Overall, your Mercury retrograde has to deal with you being able to empower yourself, make your own decisions without worrying about people's opinions or needing their validation. Also walking away from the bad habits. I really feel the procrastination is a big one, and the perfectionism with your inner critic. Overall, this Mercury retrograde wants you to love yourself more than anything, and create that tribe, and open yourself up, heal all of this so that you can attract all the people that are actually being your cheerleaders. You know, sometimes we make friends or we have family members where we think they're our cheerleaders, but overall they are really shady and envious of what is going on. A lot of people don't talk about the emotion envy. For your Mercury retrograde, you're gonna be learning what envy really means, what it feels like. because there is a difference between envy and jealousy. Jealousy has to do with abandonment, with feeling like someone's taking your place, and envy has to do with comparing, which deals with your inner critic, wishing that you had that, or they wish that they had the life you're living. This Mercury retrograde is going to deal a lot with you just being your overall empowered self, learning how to save money, learning how to build a better relationship with money, and overall just be your empowered, your empowered, wise self that has innovative ideas and can inspire many, because you are someone who is very inspirational, someone who people look up to, and you create a huge impact for others. This Mercury retrograde really is going to be you looking back into your childhood, those goals, those abandonments, the perfectionism, and just analyzing why you let all of that go, why you didn't move forward with those things that you wanted to. And with letting go and moving forward and becoming your empowered self, your overall theme is going to be to love yourself and attract that abundance, change that mindset so that unconditional love and that abundance and prosperity comes through. Overall, your theme for the Mercury retrograde is for you to learn to manage, for you to overall manage the people around you. I will read this card to give you more insight. So it says, you have a great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive and unbiased nature allow you to see all the sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. What this card says, that advice that it has, apply it to your life. It will be very helpful in you healing inner traumas and just, moving through this retrograde. With this card, I can definitely tell that for this retrograde, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people. They're going to make you a little upset, irritated, moody. It happens. Just definitely keep calm. Don't react right away. Take some time to look at things in an unbiased point of view, follow your gut feeling, and make a decision through your wise mind. Remember, you are a diplomat and you are able to bring balance to relationships, to yourself, and your overall present. So with that, group number 1, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some clarity in what the Mercury retrograde will have for you. Remember, this is a general reading, so take it with a grain of salt, fit the message where it needs to be fit. But overall, it's gonna be a retrograde in which you just learn to empower yourself, you stand up your boundaries, you find out where all of this stems from, and you're able to deal with different personalities and people in a more balanced way. All right, group number 1, thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. If you like a personal reading where I tune into your energetic blueprint and you're able to ask any questions that you'd like, feel free to look at my Etsy shop. The link is down below in the description box. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2, to your reading. I'm excited to have you here. Let's see what the Mercury retrograde has in store for you. So your first card is the Triumph card. Overall, the Mercury retrograde is really going to deal with you having loss and triumphs. It's really going to be about you just acknowledging all the little wins that you have. I can feel with this card that a lot of you guys are really hard on yourselves and are kind of in a little dark place right now. You feel like nothing is going right. You feel stagnant, like stuck. You can't move forward. The Mercury retrograde is going to bring into light for you to just be happy of the little wins that you have each day. Those little wins are going to bring you a mindset of gratitude, and it's going to actually help you change the perspective to see all the joy and abundance that you already have in your life. It might not be the one that you wanted in particularly, but all the little wins count. Overall, for the Mercury retrograde, you are going to be working on your crown chakra. That means making peace with either, how do I explain it? Your crown chakra has to do with getting in touch with the divine, getting in touch with spirit, source, God, the universe, whatever you like to call it, Christ consciousness, which is this color. The Mercury retrograde is really going to be about you just coming to terms with spirituality, your beliefs, your faith. A lot of you guys might be questioning God right now and your faith, and the Mercury retrograde is really going to be a time where you learn to balance that. I do want to bring up that when your crown chakra is out of balance, you do have a lot of headaches, a lot of tension headaches. Obviously go to a doctor, but in general it's a lot of headaches with like tension, stress headaches, migraines, fogginess. You can't clearly remember things, just an overall like forgetfulness. And with this Mercury retrograde, it's really gonna be you figuring out how to listen to your intuition, how to connect to source, or basically how to strengthen the faith you have in God. It's gonna be a lot of people I see that struggle with attracting certain things that they want, certain goals. I do want you to know that when your crown chakra is out of balance, seeing the synchronicities of life, understanding the red flags and the green flags and how to move forward kind of blurs. So this Mercury retrograde, I can tell that it's going to be more about you guys centering yourself, grounding yourself to this earth. By that could be meditation, yoga, stepping outside in the grass, taking baths, doing a lot of self-care so that you can actually listen to your own intuition, your own gut feeling. This isn't a card that says you should act on impulses. You're definitely going to heal that part of yourself that just reacts instead of analyzing, take a step back, and then responds. I definitely feel that a lot of you guys are really going to be working on that crown chakra. If you guys really don't know what the crown chakra is, feel free to Google it. There's a lot of information there. A way to heal it and bring balance is using oils like lavender. That really helps. It really clears the mind and it helps you remove like that depression, that high functioning depression that some of you guys may have. I really feel like a lot of you guys are high functioning, which is okay, but it just means that you guys don't take care of yourselves as much as you do. So it is important for this Mercury retrograde to really tap into what your body needs, what your mind, more than anything, your mental health, what it needs in order for you to be able to bring and restore that balance within yourself so that you'll be able to triumph in the things that you want and would like. The next card that we have is the 10 of Winter. So what this means is a way that you guys are going to heal this Mercury retrograde is dealing with your codependency. 10 of Winter is really the card of codependency, of moving forward to like a new place, letting go of people that just harm you, and letting go of that emotional baggage that you're carrying. Yes, the past for you must have been difficult. A lot of like physical abuse, I feel, and a lot of sadness overall. And by abuse, I also mean emotional abuse, like bullying and just name calling and just losing that sense of self-worth. For the Mercury retrograde, it's really going to be about you healing the codependency you have within others. That includes your family, your friends, your lover, your partners. It really is going to be about you healing that codependency, understanding why you don't have your boundaries, why people walk all over you and use you and then leave you. The Mercury retrograde is really gonna be work in which you learn to stand your ground, but more than anything, learn about your boundaries and deal with the codependency that you have with food, drugs, alcohol, realizing why you're not taking the steps forward to the life that you want. Why is it that when you're almost there, you just kind of give up and let go? A part of that is the crown chakra. You are disconnected with your faith, you are disconnected with who you are, and you are disconnected with your values and what is important. So for the Mercury retrograde, it's really going to be you working on your crown chakra, but on a more physical aspect, it's going to be your morals, your values, your essence of who you are. Overall, if you are able to achieve that, the Mercury retrograde is really going to bring you success. This card says success that comes from dedication and self-discipline. Something that you're going to really learn in the Mercury retrograde is self-discipline when it comes to codependent behaviors, which are also include addiction. Sometimes we can be addicted to chaos, we can be addicted to drama, we can be addicted to just toxic people and behaviors, because if we don't have that, we don't know how to respond, because our brain already has mapped it out how to respond to toxic people. So when you start stepping out of that toxic lifestyle, your brain kind of goes into shock and worry, because it doesn't know what to expect, because it's new territory. At the end of the day, our brains are here to help us survive. So stepping out of that codependent and addictive behaviors, it's really gonna help you. But the key for that is gonna be self-discipline, loving yourself, and counting all the little wins. Lastly, the Mercury retrograde is asking you to be optimistic. It says a major shift is about to come into your life experience and change your path's direction. Be open and stay positive. Like I said, you're gonna be looking at your values. You're gonna be looking at your essence. So who are you? What is it that fulfills you and makes you truly happy? Deal with those codependent addictive behaviors. Discipline, self-discipline is going to be your best friend during the Mercury retrograde, and learning to be optimistic. That doesn't mean be toxically positive. There is such a thing of being toxically positive where you just shove all the bad things under the rug and never deal with it. No. The Mercury retrograde is going to bring up things in which you will deal a little bit at a time. That's why it says triumph. Count all the little wins, so that afterwards you are able to come from a place of gratitude, a place of worthiness, not deservedness, because no one deserves anything in this world. No one deserves to be blind, no one deserves to be paralyzed, no one deserves abuse. But we are all worthy of being loved, of being taken care of. We are worthy people to live out our dreams. So that's what this card means. Stay optimistic, be kind to yourself, learn self-discipline, and work on those codependent behaviors and figure out your essence. So group number 2, with that, I will end your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Now, if you'd like a personal reading where I can tune into your energetic blueprint, I can give you more accurate, clear messages from the universe, feel free to check out my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box down below. Thank you so much for your time, and until next time, bye-bye. Hi, group number 3, welcome to your reading. We are going to find out what the Mercury retrograde has in store for you. So the first card that comes up is Foundation and Achievement. So what this card means is that for the Mercury retrograde, it's gonna affect you in a way of your foundations and your achievements. What that means is you will be looking into your home setting. You will be looking into the core values of who you are. You're going to be looking at all the things that you have achieved in the past and really analyze it to see if it was the things that you wanted. I know sometimes some people are like, oh, I want a really high paying job, but then they don't get to have a life. So it's like, do you really want that money? But at what cost? You know, the Mercury retrograde is gonna basically teach you how to bring balance to your foundation and your achievements again. It seems like you've been a little out of balance, and the Mercury retrograde is going to bring balance into that. It's going to bring balance to your core like values. It's going to really make you realize what is important for you and what isn't. Overall, for the Mercury retrograde, you're going to be looking back at your past partners, past friendships, alliances, people that were in your life that hurt you. There's going to be a lot of remembrance in, like, I feel like friendships where you were backstabbed and betrayed, and also relationships in which it was very like selfish relationship and the person was kind of narcissistic. It's going to be really about you balancing both the masculine and the feminine energies. You're really going to be looking back at these relationships and realizing what truly went wrong, but in an unbiased point of view. This does not mean to go back with a toxic lover or toxic friends. No. What this means is you're going to be looking back at past relationships, even family past relationships, so that you can really finish healing that hurt and pain and get all the way through with the down to the root of the problem, the root of the pain, the root of the abandonment. Which, of course, if it's with families or like a past lover and things like that, it's really going to shake up your foundation. It's really going to make you realize and question a lot of things about yourself, things that you thought were important, you know, like it's really going to make you realize what qualities and values are important for yourself and for the people around you. Group number 3, the Mercury retrograde is really going to be about you just reflecting on all kinds of relationships, even work relationships where you felt like you were being taken advantage or felt like people were just, you know, using you or being fake, things like that. You're really going to explore all of that and really find out why you let that happened to you, you know. Obviously during the time where everything went down, you did the best you could with the tools that you knew. This Mercury retrograde is going to help you have a more deeper understanding to understand the root cause of why you keep attracting toxic relationships. Obviously, everyone says that trauma starts in childhood, you know, our values is created in childhood. So if you tend to attract people that are toxic, it could be that some part in your environment or in your childhood, you thought that was a normal. Maybe you struggle with people pleasing because you have a lack of self-worth. You know, it could have been in the family dynamics that you grew up in. This card is really about finding out about the family dynamics, really deep, like digging through and deep about why your relationships have been toxic and hurtful. Why do you keep getting abandoned? Why does being abandoned really hurt you? Because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, rejection is something that is truly positive, because with being rejected, then you're making room for someone who truly matters. You're getting clarity that that person is not for you. But if someone rejects you and you see it as like abandonment and you then try even harder, there is something that you need to heal. And that is what I see for group number 3. That's what I see that is going to happen during this Mercury retrograde. You're really going to look at sibling relationships, friendships, co-workers, networking, family dynamics, past lovers, everything. And it could also count as current ones, but I don't feel like if you're in a relationship, you're really going to be looking at a current thing. What I can see is if you're currently in a relationship, what can happen is that there will be a conflict in which you are triggered due to a past relationship. And that is where you're going to start digging through and lifting that veil and becoming clear with why you reacted that way. You know, at the end of the day, when we are in conflict and we react a certain way, it's because we are triggered from a past trauma, a past incident that made us feel unsafe, you know. So that is really what the Mercury retrograde is going to be for you, group number 3. The way that you're going to heal is by bringing light to this. You are going to realize that it really comes down to you. You have the power to, you have the power to heal. It's gonna be self-discipline. It's gonna be epiphany moments. The way you're gonna heal is by honestly shedding light to the things that you did not want to see in your past relationships and in your childhood. It's going to be the way you're going to heal is by truly listening to yourself, truly observing things in a neutral perspective. You know, it's gonna be you understanding that the people that hurt you, the people that hurt you also reacted from a place of trauma. Does that mean that what they did was okay? No, it does not. But it's gonna be, the Mercury retrograde is going to ask you to forgive, not to forgive, what happened. That's not what that means. It means, let it go. A lot of people say, oh yeah, let go of the past. It's really easy. It's easier said than done. But what the Mercury retrograde wants you to realize is that letting go means that, for example, let's say you were abandoned by a parent, and growing up, you had friendships in which you felt like you were abandoned, and then you attracted lovers in which you played the dynamic of your childhood, and you ended up being abandoned, right? With the 7 of summer, what it really means is to forgive yourself, because you didn't know any better at that time. Forgive the people that hurt you, not because it's okay that they hurt you, just it's more of a forgiveness so you can let go of that hurt and that pain. So in the future, if you end up being with a lover or a friend that, ends up going to another state because a job opportunity came up, you will no longer feel those feelings of abandonment. That's what forgiveness means. Forgiveness is when things in life happen that could trigger you potentially again to feel that abandonment or that hurt, it no longer does that. That's why forgiveness is important. The 7 of Summers really is you, just like I said, shedding light into what hurt you, forgiving yourself, because honestly, you did the best you could. And forgiving the other person so that you can just move forward in life. Now, if you're just like, no, I cannot forgive that person, then you know what? Yeah, don't forgive them. But heal your triggers. Be aware of your triggers so that when someone good comes along the way that is different and is trying to help you, you don't self-sabotage. Because for group number 3, it's really going to be about you learning to not self-sabotage, because there's people out there who really truly care for you. Your next card is the 3 of Summers. So what that means is by doing this during the Mercury retrograde, you are going to be able to attract your tribe. You're going to be able to start being grateful for the friendships, the relationships that you have, you're actually going to be seeing and noticing who is actually there for you and who is your cheerleader and who is actually just envious and greedy and just jealous. You know, the Three of Summers is letting you know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that you are worthy of this happiness, of this playful energy, of having your tribe, and just being able to just celebrate all the good things. Also, on a side note, maybe there's like one or two of you that by healing all of this, you're going to be ready for that life partner, that marriage, or that long-term commitment that you were looking for romantically. A lot of the people that chose group number 3 have been struggling in the romance side of life, and this is going to push you to be able to be ready to accept that love, that kindness, from your romantic partner. And by, you know, forgiving, learning your triggers and everything, you'll be able to eliminate the self-sabotage that you currently carry. If you don't believe me that you self-sabotage, that definitely means take a deeper look within yourself, because at some point every person in this world has self-sabotage in one way or another. But yeah, overall, if you're able to learn these lessons that Mercury is trying to teach you, it is going to prepare you for that life partner, that the one soulmate twin flame. I don't know what words you like to use. I kind of just use a life partner or lover. I just like to keep it more simple. But yeah, it's going to prepare you for you to really meet the person who you're meant to spend the rest of your life. So don't give up. Have fun. Meet your people. Heal. Look back in your relationships. Look at your self-sabotage. Try to eliminate that. Forgiveness. Healing. It's really going to make an impact for you. And overall, your theme for the Mercury retrograde is to go with the flow, to realize that you're not in control of everything and that life sometimes has its own plans for you, and you're just a spectator that's just flowing through life. And it is important for you to just roll with the punches. But as you roll with the punches, be aware of them so that you can avoid them in the future. Yeah, so let me read this card for you. It says, your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose, a state of peace and calmness in your soul. So what that means is, with the Mercury retrograde, it's really going to be important for you to just flow. If things are coming up, accept them, acknowledge them, and heal them so you can move forward. But what is going on in your mind is going to be a representation that's going to happen in your physical world. So if you are someone who really wants to attract that life partner or those lifelong friends, you know, or heal family bonds, it's going to be really important for you to start looking back at those partnerships and have an optimistic mind. You know, sometimes we go through really rough relationships that are honestly not fair, but those relationships bring a lesson in which it can bring you empowerment, growth, to make you ready for that lifelong partner and friendships that you're looking for, so that you can truly live in your authentic self. The Mercury retrograde is going to bring you a lot of growth. It's really going to shake your foundations, your values, but it's going to help you achieve this this flowy energy, which is the divine feminine energy, the energy in which we just kind of flow. We don't resist the change, and we accept the change with an open heart and an open mind and open hands. So with that, group number 3, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this reading really helped you. If it did, leave a comment down below. You guys can leave a little rainbow or a little fairy, just so I know that you guys watched. And thank you so much. If you guys would like a personal reading, the link to my Etsy shop is down below. If you like this reading, feel free to like and subscribe so you can be notified for the next upcoming video. With that being said, thank you so much, and until next time, bye-bye.